Hey everyone, welcome back again to the Beyond the Console podcast. I am your host, Loki. Today we are going to have OT X-19, another Overtake content creator on here. We'll be doing the same thing, kind of like what we did with Lord Rogue last week, where we interviewed him and got pretty much all the basics of where he started from, who he is, where we can find him, things like that. We're going to dive deep into it. This is another member from Overtake again. Um, and again, if you guys didn't catch last week's episode, I am now an official Overtake sector content creator. Signed my contract about 2 weeks ago, and yeah, enjoying it. Um, we are making a push towards, of course, Monster Energy for sponsor. Um, Even though they are not sponsored, Monster is pretty much all I drink anymore for caffeine. Um, at least the zeros, anyways. Always loved the zero monsters. But big part of my content creation and my podcast, it's all I drink. Keeps me awake, alive, feeling fresh. So if you guys don't mind, let's help push towards Monster and let's enjoy this episode. Cheers. Hey everyone, and welcome to the Beyond the Console podcast. I'm your host, Loki, or as most of you call me, Trent. I am here with X19 underscore eh.
How you doing, man?
Pretty good, and you, man?
Oh, can't complain, can't complain.
I take it the eh is Canadian.
No, I'm actually Texan. So X-19 is a call sign that I've gone by for over 15 years. And X-19 was unfortunately taken on Twitch when I first got on Twitch, so I just used my initials.
Ah, I see. That works. I mean, that's kind of like mine. I had to put a 0 and an underscore XG to mine because someone took, Loki.
What I'm hoping is one day when I'm partnered, I can tell them to, like, because that person hasn't been online. I found them. They haven't been online literally in years, like not signed into the page in years. So I'm hoping if I ever make partner on Twitch, I can get them to give me the actual just X-19 name.
Yeah, I mean, you would think they'd do that for you if you were a partner.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. So, tell me a little about you, man. You said you were from Texas, and
Yeah, so I go by X-19. I call myself the supportive gamer dad. I just try to build my community around being positive and encouraging, and really just kind of trying to help each other out. Like by no means like a follow for follow type situation, but a lot of us are streamers or content creators, and we all just kind of support each other, grow together, learn from each other, and it's really cool.
oh yeah, I mean that sounds like a perfect community. I think that's about kind of what mine is like, and but mine I try to enforce more of what do you call it? More friendships being made than like promoting and stuff like that. I
Yeah,
try
and my
getting everyone to play together.
yeah, and my community is very much that. Like everybody has become friends. People have met up outside of the community in IRL, and people have developed some really deep friendships in there, including myself. So I'm really enjoying the community aspect of it. How much it's grown, how much I can really see it impacting people is really awesome.
Yeah, I mean that's the best part about having our communities like that. So you stream on Twitch, or what do you primarily stream on?
My primary is Twitch, although I have over the last few months started dual streaming on Twitch and YouTube. Very rarely, when I have the time, I will get on TikTok lives. I just don't have enough time to commit to it. Because I feel like, unfortunately, as much as I do, Call of Duty is my main bread and butter for streaming. Doesn't do super well over on TikTok. So I don't try to usually do that at the same time that I do my other streams, but whenever I have the chance, I get on there. But my main bread and butter is definitely Twitch.
Okay. One thing I will say, Call of Duty is actually making more of an appearance on TikTok now than everything else.
I'm
Because
not ma- I'm not mad at it. As much as I can get it to grow, I would love to. I post my clips constantly, and I'm always trying to, do more. And if I can get that to start doing well on TikTok lives, it's just every time I've live streamed on TikTok, it just hasn't done well. Like Overwatch has done better. Minecraft is my best one for when I stream over on TikTok.
I think a lot of the creators on TikTok that have like Call of Duty are primarily like Diablo and Nixta maybe, but I think that's because they've already had like the hugest fan base being built, and TikTok's just an easy way of, hey, my favorite creator's on, because they're just sitting there scrolling through
Yeah.
stuff like that. So you're a big Call of Duty content creator, as you can tell behind me.
Dude, I want to go to COD next so bad.
I'm trying to push for it. I mean, what I'm gonna say this right now. My post last night, I didn't think it would like go this viral, but I don't know if you saw the picture.
I did.
It has now hit 35,000 views
Hell yeah.
on top of like, I think it's now up to like 70 comments and maybe 80 likes now. But it's like one of those things where it was just like a random post from Modern Warfare 2 years ago where I'm just like saying my opinion about it, because honestly, I didn't feel hated towards that game. I didn't hate it. There was a couple things, but
So, fun fact, a lot of my community knows about this. The first Call of Duty I played was Black Ops 6. I never played COD before. It was never my game. I was always a diehard Halo guy or story-based stuff and RPGs and everything. I never played Call of Duty till Black Ops 6, and it was after I started streaming. I had a couple of people come in my community, and we had played other games, and like, hey, we think you'd be really good at this. Why don't you give it a try? And I'm slightly cracked at it. Like, I'm not competitive level, but I'm better than your average bear.
yeah, me. I don't know if you've ever met God Cookie.
I have not.
So God Cookie is a huge competitive COD player. He has hit Erie pretty much every season so far. He's almost made top 250, but him and I became real good friends through previous communities together and other gaming organizations. But him and I actually play Call of Duty almost 90% of the time together as well. But I've streamed Call of Duty since maybe Infinite Warfare was the very first Call of Duty I streamed, and then that's when Modern Warfare 4 Remastered came out for the multiplayer and all that, because how bad Infinite Warfare did. That is primarily the time frame I started streaming and started playing more Call of Duty.
I'm hitting my 2-year stream anniversary next month. I've
Oh, yeah,
been
man.
doing it for just under 2 years now. So
Oh, yeah.
still fairly new, but growing, which I'm happy about.
Yeah, I mean, you're always, to me, I think any streamer is going to be new no matter how many years you've been streaming, because there's always something new to learn. It's kind of like real life experiences and construction experiences. No matter what you do, you're going to learn something new, and you're going to be like, "Oh, I should try that."
Yeah, of
I
course.
mean, for instance, me, I'm 6 years streaming now and still learning new stuff. So, and then I
So
still
what made
consider
you what made you start doing a podcast?
So I listen to a group of guys. They're down in Texas, called the Unsubscribed Podcast. Donut Operator, Eli Double Tap, Fat Electrician, Brandon Herrera, Mr. Oh God, what's his name? Because he calls himself a fish. God, I can't even think of it now. But him, and then I just listen to that podcast every week. Enjoyed it. Started talking with a couple of buddies of mine, and we're like, yeah, let's start a podcast together. We started one together. He got busy, I got busy, along the aspect of our work. He works nights, I work days, so it was kind of hard to find the correct in between for both of us. So that podcast kind of got put on a back burner for a while, and then I was like, you know what? I enjoy talking to guys. I enjoy recording it. People seem to like it. Let's start a solo one and then see where it goes. And I started off talking with Cookie and I think oh God, Fana was in it, but we were talking about the Call of Duty and Warzone and how it was like evolving with Black Ops 6 and what our opinions were. And it was right at the time when Black Ops 6, or not Black Ops 6, Black Ops 7 was coming out. And they were talking about not bringing the wall jump into Warzone. And we were talking about it. And I kind of said, it's going to happen whether we like it or not. The wall jump's going to be coming in. And it's going to be one of those things where it's like, it's either going to be the second or third season in. And sure enough, it pretty much came into play, which I don't mind. I just wish it was like Black Ops 7's actual multiplayer wall jump where I can jump multiple times off the wall rather than once and then be done.
And it makes it so hard to climb ladders because if you just miss your jump a little bit, it like bounces you off. I hate it. I have that happen almost every single time I play Warzone. I'll have it where I'm trying to climb a ladder and I jump towards it and all of a sudden I'm bouncing off into the middle of nowhere.
Yep. I think my biggest thing with the last two Call of Duties, though, I am not going to lie, is the Omni movement. I think it's so clunky and clustered with the control wise that it doesn't really balance itself out. For instance, I'm trying to dolphin dive, but instead I somehow slide. And I've got my control set to hybrid, which is supposed to deviate that confusion in the controls. But it does it opposite as well, where if I am trying to slide, I somehow dolphin dive or go immediately prone. And it's not my controller because I can play any other game, and like for instance, Modern Warfare 2019, Modern Warfare 2, or Modern Warfare 3 before the Omni movement. All of that worked perfectly fine. After that, it did not.
Yeah, I've had the same issue. I'll sometimes be trying to slide or jump or whatever else. Like it happens all the time when I'm trying to slide, especially if I'm trying to like slide backwards or slide sideways. I'll just stop and crouch, and I'm just like, oh, okay, now I'm just a sitting target. Great, thanks, game.
Yeah, yeah. So one quick thing, man. While we're on the topic of Call of Duty, you said Black Ops 6 was your first Call of Duty?
Yep, it was the first one. And now it is my main staple game. Like, it's crazy. I got into it only because one of the guys in my community was like, hey, you'd probably be good at this. And I was like, you know what? It's on Game Pass. It's free. Screw it. I'll try it.
All right.
Here we are.
You just admitted you had Game Pass. One of these days, you and I'll have to re-download it. We'll have to hop on the Modern Warfare 4 remastered so you can get a little taste of what classic Call of Duty was.
You are not the first person who has said that. I have so many people like, oh, download this one, download that one. Da, 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 da. The problem is it's one of the things I kind of love and hate about streaming. I don't really game off stream anymore. I kind of hit the point where between my job, being a dad, and the streaming, I don't have the time, and I always try to find time to play with people or get into these community nights or events and stuff. And I mean, I travel for work, so I'm usually gone. I'm not even home. And when I am home, that's trying to obviously, I'm clip farming, I'm editing, I'm posting, I'm, getting involved in group stuff for like this group or FOMO that I'm part of, and trying to, there's just so much on my plate. I feel like I don't have time to game for the sake of gaming anymore, which it's great that I can stream because I have some time to actually sit down and game, which I think if I didn't stream, I wouldn't have the time to. But it also feels like I don't ever do anything but that,
Yep. No, I 100% understand that. But yeah, I mean, that is one thing with me as well. It's like I've got my work. I work construction, so everyone knows that. And it's like I can go in at 7 o'clock one day, come home about 5, and I'm just drained. Or I can go in at 6 o'clock one day, get home by noon, and I'm like, okay, I can stream for a little bit. So like my schedule is like never on point, but it's like I do try to make attempts to get on that and try to get in on everyone's thing.
That's one thing I'm really happy about with my job is I know my schedule weeks or months in advance. So I go around the country, I teach people how to fix industrial generators, stuff you'll see on like construction sites or hospitals or data centers or anything else like that.
Yep.
So I fly out Monday, I fly back Thursday night or Friday, so I can always do Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yep.
But also, if I'm gone that week, I only have Friday, Saturday, Sunday to spend with my kids and grocery shop and do laundry and be an adult. And it's just like, it's a lot.
Oh, yeah. So you said you just started streaming 2 years ago. What made you get into streaming?
So back a little over 3 years ago, I got hurt at work and I tore my shoulder in two different spots and had to have multiple surgeries on it to fix it. About a year and a half into being hurt, I was kind of just sitting around watching the kids, and I was like, I'm gonna just hop on the computer. I had a little laptop. I was like, I'm just gonna hop on the computer and play a little bit. And it's a little bit of a story. Um, I started out just kind of playing like online poker because I do poker in real life from time to time, and I caught myself just kind of talking to myself as I was playing, and I was like, huh, why don't I just stream this? And I kind of started out streaming poker, and I realized real fast, I was like, oh, I don't want to stream this, but I'm enjoying streaming. So I switched to video games, and it kind of just took off from there. It really was just I was stuck in the house with nothing to do, and it was something to do.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like COVID. So that's when I started streaming, was right in the brink of COVID, due to the fact that my grandfather, a lot of people know about it, a lot of people don't, has stage 4 colon cancer. My grandmother works in the hospital, and she was pretty much helping the hospital staff and all that. Well, we didn't, because of his immune system, because of the chemo, all that, we didn't want him risking getting COVID or getting anything like that. So I took a voluntary layoff so that way, in case he needed to come stay with us, he could. And basically, long story short, he never had to come and stay with us. And I was off for pretty much 3.5, 4 months of voluntary layoff, to the point where I tried coming back 3 weeks later, and they were like, we don't have enough work. So that pretty much actually kicked in the actual quote unquote real layoff. But in the long scheme of things, it worked out because I started streaming and hit affiliate within like the first month and a half of being on layoff, and it was awesome. I mean, like I said, I started out playing Modern Warfare 4 when that dropped, and pretty much ever since then I've played. And then that's when MW19 and all that started coming out, and that was
Yeah,
my
I figured it was a good way to kill time and make friends to game with, right? And like you, I hit affiliate. I started in about the middle of August. That's when I built my first PC because I kind of dabbled in it. I don't really consider that starting. Like I dabbled here and there, tried going live through the Xbox, but I never really did anything with it. So I consider my start when I actually sat down and said, okay, I'm going to build a PC and I'm going to do this, right? And it was a great way to, like I said, I wanted to make friends, people to game with, something to do. And like you, I hit affiliate before the middle of September. It took me about a month. I think it was like 5 weeks from the time I built my PC till I hit affiliate. And I mean, I feel like it's one of those things that if you're good at it, when it starts to climb, it starts to climb,
yeah.
right? And like I've watched in the last few months, and a lot of this I actually credit to, like I got the thing on my mic right here from DreamHack. I feel like it was a huge turning point for me back beginning of this year. I'd kind of been stuck in a rut, and I'd noticed like a downturn in my viewership, and I went to DreamHack. I met a lot of people. I spent a lot of time listening and networking, doing stuff, and it's just been steady up since then. And it's really cool to make the friends that I've made and get to join an organization like Overtake and be part of this and find more people to network with and find more people to learn from. And it's just been an amazing experience. All the friends that I've made, all the people that I've met, and all the things that I've gotten to do that I wouldn't have done without being a streamer.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. You went to DreamHack, you said. I wish I can go to those. I mean, that's just, I've never flown before, so that's my thing. The first flight is actually coming up for me here in September, on September 4th, actually.
I have
But
flown 10 flights in the last 2 months.
I was gonna say, with what you just explained about your job, I'm pretty sure you've flown way more.
Yeah. I think
So,
I could actually look it up. I think I've flown over 30,000 miles this year alone.
so I live in northern Indiana, so there's not really a lot of conventions near me other than like Chicago or down in Indianapolis.
not for nothing. I'm planning on being at the Chicago Fan Fest or Fan
Okay.
Expo in a few weeks. Just saying.
Okay. I'll have to try stopping out.
Yeah, it's the only reason I'm going. I'm a huge horror fan. I have an original theatrical poster from the movie The Thing, and I have it signed by the director John Carpenter and one of the actors Keith David. Kurt Russell is going to be at the Chicago Fan Expo, and he was also a star in that. I'm like, if I can get
Yep.
him and I get all of them to sign it, it's going to be really cool.
Yeah. So, like I was saying, there's that monster briefcase, and then right underneath it, I used to have a previous monster lanyard, but I went to it was like a um, dream hack for local creators in my area that a place called the Bendix Arena actually hosted, and it was for content creators or art creators or digital creators, things of that would you can all gather together, come hang out, come visit, meet vendors who pretty much like for one guy I met, I still have his card. I should uh, send him a message and say, hey, I need something. Um, I met a digital creator there who decided he wanted to show off like his streaming edits, all of this. He did overlays, he did emotes, things like that. Like he hand drew them all, and it was pretty cool. Another group of people were collectors, like card collectors. They had a huge card collection group there. Another guy made merchandise who showed up there, who was trying to advertise his business, saying, "Hey, I can get you guys all this merch. Like this is part of the profit that I want. This is yours." Like he was trying to sell it. I I should message that guy too, since because my merchandise guy actually shut his business down sadly, so I am out on that one.
I have no merch. I have nothing like I think I have a fourth wall store I set up through Stream Elements when I first started, but I don't think I've ever done anything with it.
Yeah, and then the other thing was the so in the Bendix Arena they actually had, do you know the Switch with Mario Kart where it had the RC cars or whatever,
Yeah.
and it had the camera on the RC car and like you'd race it around and it would be the video game you play. They actually had a tournament there for that too, but
Wow.
they opened up the arena to the creators and the public for the day, and it was like I don't know, $25 or whatever. But you can play for as long as you wanted, and then basically go around meet creators in the area, which it was pretty cool. They haven't done it since that day, and I think it was 2022. I want to say it was the last time they did it, which is all right. But I know they were talking about doing another one here pretty soon.
I so DreamHack was my first creator con that I've been to. Like I was a cosplayer years ago, and I've been to more conventions than I can count, right? But DreamHack was the first content creation that I convention that I ever went to, and I went because being a creator, I'm trying to grow, I'm trying to network and do all this, and I loved it. I think it's one of the greatest things you can do as a creator is go to one of these events, learn from people, network, meet people, get business cards and talk to them and make plans to do things, right?
Yep.
I genuinely don't think I'd be where I am right now if I hadn't done that. Like I'm looking forward to TwitchCon, even though it's stupid expensive. I'm looking forward to going because it's TwitchCon.
Yeah. I wanted to go to that, but I'm just like, I don't know. There's a lot of ups and downs with my opinions on Twitch, and a lot of it has to do with like these bigger streamers, and then with what they do. For instance, like I'm not gonna say names or anything, but there's one female who got almost into a wreck because she was streaming while driving a car.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
There was another streamer who got into a fight over at a oh god, what was that? In a mall at one point in time, and it's like, why are we promoting this? Why are we promoting these such dangerous acts?
Unfortunately, and Mr. Beast has said it. The more somebody else hasn't done it, the more scandalous it is, the more click worthy it is. People are going to keep doing it. People have learned, like not to, I'm not calling anybody up. Like, look at OnlyFans creators. They've learned that the best way of promoting their content is to be scandalous, is to create controversy. Right.
Yep.
Sometimes, unfortunately, that's what people want to see. They want to. It's what gets viral worthy. It's what gets click worthy. Is because, it's scandalous. If you're just doing what everybody else does, unfortunately. Now, I'm not a huge fan of that personally. Like I said, I'm the supportive gamer dad. Obviously, I'm not
Yep.
being scandalous. It's not my thing. But I understand why people do it.
Yeah, I mean, I get it too, but it's like, for instance, like the driving one, like that should have been a permaban, in my opinion. Or
She's too big. She's too big for them to permaban her.
I'm aware. It's like I get it, but it's like at that point, it's like, are you wanting to risk someone's life and then risk your company from being sued because said person lost their life because of your quote unquote employee who's contracted under you? I mean, that's the risks that baffle me, and it's like I don't understand why take the risk. I don't.
I don't disagree with you. At least when Jackass did it, they put a giant warning on the front of the movie, like, "Hey, don't do this." Right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I mean,
you got these guys driving down the road, and you see it all the time.
Yep.
There are streamers I follow, and I'm not going to name names. There are streamers I follow that they live stream while they're driving, and I'm just sitting back like, dude, like, first off, what cell phone company are you using that you can be driving down the highway and have good signal? Because I don't have that, right? But also, why? Wait
Yeah.
until you get home.
Yeah, I mean, someone's life is not worth losing, or you ending someone's life is not worth it either, just for
God,
some
no.
content. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. So you've been to DreamHack. What is that like? Like what experience is that like for someone who has never been to one?
So I kind of had a wild experience, and I'm gonna have to name drop a little here, just to explain, like, to put it in perspective, everything that happened at DreamHack, right? There's an org that I would love to work with, and if you pay attention to my Twitter, you're gonna know who it is. I'm not gonna name them about who it is, but there's an org that I would love to work with in the future because they do a lot of Call of Duty content, right? And I know that they're like co-hosts of DreamHack, so I was like, okay, I'm going to go to, like, there's a creator summit, there's other stuff, cool, right? But that wasn't my main reason to going. I was just like, that's something cool, little bonus. So I went to the creator summit the night before the con, and I got to spend a lot of one-on-one time with people and ask questions. And I got some great advice from some of the, like, leaders of this organization about how to move forward, different things that I could do better. Like, they had stuff about, like, YouTube and, like, how to grow on YouTube, and I got to talk to some people that worked for YouTube, which was really cool. I got to actually sit and talk with people that I've never had a chance to talk to. I've only seen on the other side of my screen, and to actually get to sit down and ask questions of them, I learned a lot, and I applied a lot of it, and I've seen growth from it. Like, advice about how to network on, or how to grow on YouTube, about how directing not just your shorts getting views, but how to direct them to your live streams, and how I tend to post now. My TikToks and my YouTubes get posted when I'm live with links to my live. So, like, it's like things like that I would have never thought of before. Something that's to take them from just somebody who might see and like your video once to, hey, come in and watch what I'm doing. Like, that's a piece of advice that I got. DreamHack itself, I got to hang out with a lot of people, make some really, really close friends. I even got to go to this rave after one of the days and hang out with a bunch of creators. Went to a house party afterwards, which was awesome. And the networking, like, people that I've gotten to network with and now do content with, is really, really cool. And just the advice I got from people that are partnered and that are huge creators with millions of followers, that I would have never had a chance to talk to them before, right? And part of that is also having the confidence to walk up, introduce yourself, and ask a question, right? Like, I walked up to pretty much everybody. I was just like, hey, hi, I'm X-19. This is what I'm about. I'd love to learn. I'd love to pick your brain, right? And most of them were really cool about it. Most of them were like, yeah, come on, ask questions. So it was an amazing networking opportunity. It was an amazing learning opportunity, right? Just the amount of things that I never thought about, right? Like, I would have never in a million years thought to try and direct people from my TikTok or YouTube shorts to my live stream, right? I would have never thought of that. Like I always just kind of figured they were kind of just two different sides of a coin, not that they could work together. It was an amazing learning experience.
Yeah. I mean, that's one thing that I need to start doing more is getting like the confidence to ask questions. I am a very shy but stubborn person when it comes to asking for help or opinions or something of that nature. And it's nothing wrong with it, but it definitely runs in my family on the guy's side. But that is something that I've been trying to work on and practice asking more questions on help with that kind of stuff because right now my biggest thing is I can't do like what you were just talking about, linking your um, shorts to your lives or your what do you call it? Basically, your shorts to the lives, like you just said, and networking wise, I am kind of outside of that zone. Plus the growth wise.
For for myself, I think the only reason I'm as good at it as I am is I was raised in a very religious household. Was Jehovah's Witness. We were now knocked on people's doors. I have zero shame. Like I learned from a young age. Listen, people may slam the door in your face, but do it anyway. And so now, I mean, what's the worst thing they can say? No,
Yeah,
right?
that is
Like
true.
so, if the worst thing you can tell me is no, I'm gonna shoot my shot. Like perfect example. Literally last week, I was at a Harley dealership, helping a friend out with an event, and this TikToker who has like a couple million followers just happens to pop in.
Is it
And
Danger Nunley?
no,
Oh,
mandatory fun day.
mm,
And he just happens to walk in. I see him. I'm like, there's no way. There's no way that's him, right? I was just like, nah. This dude's just not randomly popping in to a Harley dealership in the middle of nowhere, Texas, right? No. And I see him and I walk up. I was like, are you? He's like, yeah, I am. I was like, I just wound up shaking his hand, asked him some questions. I was like, hey, shot in the dark. Feel free to say no. Do you want to make a clip real quick I can post on TikTok? And he was the one who came up with the idea of what we did. He's like, yeah, hey, why don't we do this? I was like, bet, let's go. Right? And it was just like a spur of the moment thing. But again, just what's the worst thing he can say? No.
yeah. I was I was like all excited if it was Justin Danger Nunley. Listen,
No.
did you know?
You might know Mandatory Fun Day. He's a veteran who makes like a lot of React videos. He blew up. He's pretty funny. I like his stuff. I've liked his stuff for years, and it was just really cool to just randomly bump into him. But again, it's
See,
just that the worst thing he can say is no.
yeah, I mean, my biggest thing is I like a lot of those guys because I respect the veteran community. I respect because my grandfather, Vietnam veteran.
And I see
Um,
the Black Rifle coffee sitting up there.
yep. I do drink a lot of Black Rifle. My great grandparents, both pretty much all of my great grandparents were World War II veterans. Um, my grandfather, like I said, was Vietnam, and my cousin is actually deployed right now. Not He was in Poland. He is now back in the States. But I have a lot of respect for the veteran community. Like I've always wanted to like ask them stories. Like every time I see one, I ask them, "Hey, what years did you serve? Where were you stationed? Like what unit were you in? What was your job in the military?" Things like that. Like
Yeah.
to me, I find that stuff very interesting, and I've always been a World War II nerd, I should say. Like I've read everything. I could tell you the time and every time that one of the waves of Pearl Harbor hit, when Japan hit, and then I can tell you like who led this raid, who led that, like that. I have a tism for World War II,
I
and
get you.
yep, and I
Being
think
that
that's
you're a fan of being that you're a fan of Black Rifle, you should check the DM I just sent you.
all right. I will definitely do that. They actually follow me on Twitter. Funny story.
I don't doubt it. They're really cool dudes. That's why I sent you a picture of me talking to Matt Best.
That's fucking awesome. I'll check it
Yeah.
out here in just a second. Yeah, I actually. So funny story is like I just started drinking Black Rifle, their new energy drinks. Actually, the first one I had was the Ranger Berry, and then the Wild Berry, and loved them both. like extremely good. Um, and I was just shooting them out, and the only coffee I drink is their Just Black. Well, posted a picture one day. Next thing you know, I wake up first thing in the morning, and it's Black Rifle Coffee just followed you. I was like, oh. But it was funny because Monster Energy followed me as well, and so did Mountain Dew. And I was like, oh, all right, I guess we're getting a little bit bigger. And then Delta Force released, and me and a buddy of mine, Dread Thor, we both got followed by Delta Force Game for playing a couple of maps and then just posting a clip. And we basically said, like, hey, this, we feel this needs fixed. We would think it would be fixed this way if you did it this kind of way. And sure enough, they responded to us and they said they'd look into it. I mean, it's kind of strange how that can happen.
I it like you said, it's so crazy how it can just happen overnight, right? Like you can go from nothing to all of a sudden you get some huge traction overnight, like, and that's what I kind of feel like happened with me with DreamHack was after DreamHack, the amount of huge people that started following me, and not just people but also brands was just wild, and it happens so fast. Like I feel like it's such like a switch flipping
Yep.
when you go from okay, I'm just talking to one or two people to hey, I'm averaging double, triple digits and people are chatting nonstop and I'm getting opportunities and I'm getting sponsorship offers and I'm now working with an organization. It's like it feels like it switch flips and there's just that moment where you go from will this work to oh, it's working.
Working,
right?
yep.
And great piece of advice for all those streamers out there who are starting out. It's hard not to avoid feeling like it's not working, or it's hard to avoid that feeling like, hey, is this worth it? But I mean, just stick with it. It went from like literally in January, I was considering quitting. Like to be perfectly honest, back in January, I was a year and a half in. I had stagnated, and I was considering giving up. And now I'm averaging, 30 plus viewers a stream, and I'm getting a lot of opportunities and a lot of growth that I didn't have 6 months ago. So don't give up. Just keep at it, learn, and do the best you can.
Yeah. The other thing too is what I can say is for small streamers out there, even if you average 1 to 10 viewers, that is still good. I mean, once you start looking at those numbers and looking at, oh, this stream did 20 viewers. So what did I do? Go back, watch that stream, look at what you were doing and go off of that. That will help you increase your viewers and your knowledge on what you need to do to start physically growing more.
The best thing you can do is pay attention to analytics. And not just on Twitch. Look at your YouTube. Look at your TikTok. They all have analytics. Look at them. Learn about them. There's tons of tutorials online on what they mean and what to pay attention to. I mean, I spent months of research before I built my PC and I started going live, right? Like, I know Streamer University just passed, and I was watching clips from it, and one of the things like Ludwig said was like, and I posted about this on Twitter, was, you don't need to be streaming 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, right? And that you should be reaching out for opportunities. And those are things that's not new information. Mm-hmm. That's stuff that I read 2 years ago, right? Yep. Do the research and, don't treat this as just something that just happens. Put the work in.
Yeah. One of my biggest complaints, though, with the whole Streamer University, I love the idea. I love it. But my thing is, if you're going to do a Streamer University, do it for the streamers who are averaging maybe under 500 views. Don't do it for streamers who are averaging 4 to 5,000 to 10,000. Like, I feel if you hit that many views, you should be big enough to be clarified as a partnered streamer and whatever.
And honestly, if you're getting an average of 500 views and you're not capitalizing on it, I don't know if Streamer University is even going to help you.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I don't know what more there is because, I mean, I know people that are averaging 100 views or less and are still full-time streamers because they're making enough off of their content and off of sponsorships and off of partnerships. They're making enough that they're doing that full-time. If you're averaging 500 plus viewers and you can't do it full-time, you need to go back to basics and you need to really, really do some research and learn what you can do better, because there's so much opportunities and there's so many things out there to help you, right? There's tons of information online, tons of educational videos on YouTube that can really like. I have people come in my stream ask me all the time like how I have music playing. There's got to be hundreds of videos of how to put music up on Twitch without getting your VOD taken down.
Yep.
Right?
And I can even show how to do that too.
Yeah, and I made a quick tutorial about it on TikTok. There's hundreds of videos. All the information you need to be successful is out there. Now, again, there is an element of luck and there is an element of do you have the personality for it? Because not everybody has the personality to be a streamer. That is also a factor, but everything you need to know about growth, about content, about that's all out there.
Yeah, 100%. And the other thing too is because I talked with Lord Rogue about this as well the other day, is on the last podcast episode, is the fact that, you know, you got Lacey on there who's part of Streamer University. Not a teacher, but as a student. And it's like that dude has a big enough following, he shouldn't need to be there. And it's nothing against him or anything. I mean, I guess I get it because it's not my rules, it's not my pick, whatever. But it's one of those things where I think if they were going to do the Streamer University, they should have kept it to smaller streamers to help them learn from the pros who made it big to actually start growing themselves.
I don't disagree, but I mean, the more cynical view is this whole thing's just a PR stunt. And they're just using whatever names they can to keep it up there, right?
Yep.
But I do think there are people like some of the instructors actually gave a damn. Like if you watch Ludwig, he went in there and he tried to teach.
Yep.
Right? Like he gave a damn. Right? Now, did every teacher there? No. Like it was pretty obvious watching some of them that they were just there to fluff themselves, right? But again, like you said, I mean, the good thing is with it all being live streamed is that all the people like me, like you, we can watch it and still learn from it without having to attend.
Yep. Yes, agreed. One quick question for you, man. I know we're talking about big streamers and all this and that. Who was your inspiration for streaming?
Honestly, I don't really have one, right? When I started, it really was just kind of boredom. Boredom and the desire to make friends that I could game with. Now there's a handful. One of my favorites, and just for her vibes, is Sasuke, right? Sasuke is an amazing Call of Duty creator. Her TikToks are fantastic. Her vibe is fantastic. Her community is fantastic. She's the kind of person that I want to be like. Another one, and I'm not really part of her community because I don't really mesh with her community very well, unfortunately, but I love her content, is Watch Holly. I actually was really fortunate when I was in California a few weeks ago. I wound up meeting up with her and her girlfriend, and we went out for drinks. It was really nice. She has a level of support and encouragement I aspire to, right? Like her community is all about being upbuilding. But they're also very much a LGBTQ plus centric community, and being a cis straight white male, I don't really fit in very well over there, unfortunately. But like the community is so encouraging and so upbuilding, right? They're all there for each other, and it starts with her. It starts with her just being an amazing person who cares and wants to encourage positivity, right?
Yeah.
And she's another one who really puts a lot of information out. Like she's done stuff at TwitchCon panels about how to get sponsorships, and she puts that all out there for free. Like, hey, anybody wants information, reach out to me. I'll teach you. Right. So like a lot of the people that I now get inspiration from are creators that just, they focus on their community and on positivity and on growth, and not for the sake of, hey, I want to get rich off this, but because they're actually just genuinely decent people.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say, one of my biggest what do you call it, inspirations is the COD creator, and that's of course Tim the Tatman.
Oh yeah.
I mean, nothing wrong with Timmy Tenders.
Tim the Tatman, I personally, so him and Ninja, I liked their older content more than their newer content. I feel like they were a little more pie in the sky back in the day. They're a little more cynical now, but still, just like them, like these pillars in the community. and you watch them, and some of them lose their way. Like some of them lose their way and go off the deep end. Like kind of like ninjas kind of become, ninja. But just watching them grow and still give a damn about what they're doing.
Yep.
Right? There are people that lose it, and watching guys like Tim the Tatman who still care, that's awesome.
I think the biggest one though that he's not really known around the States, but like Europe side, he's known, and that is Pony Hoff. So back in the day when PUBG first dropped, it would be about 5:30 in the morning, 6 o'clock, right before I left the house for work. I'd just flip on the TV, flip it to Twitch, and Pony Hoff would be on. And that dude, most humble guy out there, just very friendly, doesn't really trash talk, doesn't really do any of that, loves his community, and like, very good guy. He shouted me out a couple of times on Twitter. Like, I mean, Pony Hoff is one of those guys that is, for instance, like you, very caring towards his community. But you were mentioning Tim the Tatman's older content, and I'm just like, which part though? Are we talking World of Warcraft, or are we talking his VOD days?
It's less about what he was doing, and I feel like, and this is also just for you youngins out there, becoming an old man, you get a little cynical, right?
Yeah.
The world is not all sunshine and rainbows, and it does make you a little bit of a cynic as you get older. And I've noticed that with some creators who are, like me, in their mid-30s or up. It's hard not to be cynical sometimes. Like I'll tell you honestly, there's days where I'm putting on a major front because I don't feel like being positive, encouraging. I just feel like, listen, I want to be left alone, but as much as I talked about, I got into streaming because I was bored and I wanted friends. I do feel like now I have a bit of a responsibility to my community, right? To show up and to be that person that they're looking for, because, I might not ever know, but maybe one of them's having a really bad day and they turn on my stream and they leave it feeling better than they did.
Yep.
Right. And if I'm not there for that, they have a bad day. So you know what? Even if I'm having a bad one, I put on the smile and I'm the supportive guy, and I get on there and I try to be positive for them.
Yep. So I've got a quick question for you, since you said younger guys. How old do you think I am?
I was figuring you're probably in your 30s as well.
I'm 30. Yeah. I was like, hold on. At least I got the compliment of young today.
Well, dude, I that is one of the weirdest things I feel like about being in your 30s as a content creator, is the vast majority of people you interact with are younger.
Yes.
And I don't mean like a year or two. I mean like the vast majority of the people in my community, the vast majority of the people I met at DreamHack. There's a handful that are around my age group, but the vast majority are people in their mid to lower 20s. And I'm just like, good Lord, most of you guys were in freaking elementary school when I got married the first time. Like, like Jesus Christ.
Yep. Yeah, it's scary, because it's funny, because actually one of my normal viewers, he is just turning 16, and his dad. Wow. His dad DM'd me on Twitter one day and was like, dude, my son loves your content. He's been loving it since he was 11. And I was like, that is awesome. He goes, dude, you want to know something funny? I was like, what's up? He said he worked a full month doing chores around the house just to earn enough money to buy your mouse pad and hoodie, and also a sub for your stream. And I was like, dude, that's awesome. And so him and I got to talking, and I was like, you know what? I'll really make his day. Shoot him an invite to the Discord server if he's got Discord, and bring him in a VC on this day, and we'll do a stream together. He didn't tell his son any of that. Invited him in, pulled him in the VC, and kid was all ecstatic. I mean, that's the kind of stuff I love when I'm streaming, is like when someone says, hey, like, this person really enjoys you, and he looks up to you, and it's like, that's one thing that I really take inspiration of.
I think that's one thing that a lot of people don't understand about streaming, is like, people see you go live. They don't know what happens behind the scenes, right? They don't know that you take an hour to get ready for stream, that, the clip farming or the content creation, or, that some days it sucks, right? Like, let's be honest, there are days when it sucks to do what we do, and they don't see that. But hearing how it affects them, seeing the friendships that people have made in my community, finding, that core group of people that you can really kind of game and trust and do all this stuff with, it makes it all worth it, right? Like the money, whatever, who cares, right? Maybe one day when I'm making millions of dollars a month, like Ludwig, then I'll care about the money. But like right now, it's like the money isn't why I do this. I do it because that connection that you see that you get from this that you don't get anywhere else, it makes it all worth it, even when it's a bad day, even when it's a hard day. It's just amazing to watch.
Yep. I mean, that's one thing with me too, is like no matter what I look at it or how I look at it, I'm always going to be humble. Like viewers, if I have maybe one, maybe two, maybe one sub, maybe no subs, I'm still going to love my community for who they are and what they've done. I mean, without them, I wouldn't be where I'm at. So as long as I stay humble like that, I feel like that brings more joy to my life than, hey, go sub to me. Hey, do this, do that. Like some of these streamers out there who are like complaining because they don't get enough subs for money because they need the money to buy their house. And it's like, okay, that's kind of begging for stuff, and that's kind of not cool. I mean, that's showing you're not humble towards where people got you or what actually made you grow. I mean, that's
we had this conversation on stream last week. We had somebody come in and we were talking about it. I still feel embarrassed in my own stream shilling my own content, right? Like I have like a link tree, and I'm like, yeah. And I mentioned it literally only after ads. I'm like, hey, if you guys want to go check it out. And somebody was like, why do you feel bad about it? It's your own stream. And it's like, because that's not why I stream, right? Like I don't stream for that reason, and I don't ever want people to feel like the only reason I'm there is for the money, right? And I tell people all the time, like, listen, if you want to sub, if you want to do all this, please don't ever do anything that would put yourself in a financial situation, right? Like, don't ever think that I'm important enough for you to waste your money on. Take care of yourself first. If you want to do something, you've got it, it's cool, whatever, then yeah, thank you. It means the world to me. It really does. But I want my community to be taken care of and happy before I care about myself,
Yeah. And I mean, another thing too is like, whoever you inspire and whoever you show humbleness to, they're gonna pay it back. It's the way of life. I mean, you do good for someone, they're gonna do good for you one day. It's simple as that. You do bad towards someone, of course, they're gonna do bad to you, and maybe something even worse could happen. I mean, it's one of those things where you've got to show decency and humbleness towards where you're at in life. I mean, it's just simple as that. But yeah, man, yeah, that's awesome that you've been to DreamHack and you're going to TwitchCon, like you said.
It'd be really cool if we get. I don't also know if you saw in the Overtake chat they were talking about maybe all of us getting an Airbnb together. I think that'd be really cool to get a bunch of the guys from Overtake together at TwitchCon.
Yeah, that'd be something. But that'd be a future plan for me for sure. My goal right now is I literally just bought a house, so I've been fixing it up. So as of November, I officially bought my first house. Fixing it up.
Actually.
Oh yeah, congrats, man. Fixing it up. So I've been kind of splurging my money on every fix possible that I can get to get this house maintained and actually livable and relaxable without having to worry about, oh, this is gonna break, or oh, this is gonna leak, or something like that. It's like, no, I'm getting all that.
I'm very fortunate. The house I bought was only 2 years old.
Hell yeah.
I don't have to fix anything. I've done little minor upgrades here or there, but I don't have to fix anything. It's super reliable.
Yeah. And I'm going to be brutally honest, man. I'm jealous of that UCS LAAT behind you.
That one?
Yeah.
And then I got the spaceship, and then I got Pops and everything. I've got some really cool autograph stuff in here, too. Were you ever a fan of Red vs. Blue back in the day?
Yes.
Hold on.
All right.
So
Okay.
this was the 15th anniversary one that they did, and on the bottom I have it signed by the voice actors for Griffin Simmons. I've got other stuff back here as well from pretty much everybody from Rooster Teeth, but this is really, really cool that I have this, and I have it signed by Jeff and Gus, which is awesome.
Dude,
Love it.
that's amazing.
And I've got a whole wall of autographs over here of just different people I've met through either cosplay or anime conventions. So
Yeah. Yeah, that is awesome looking, man.
Oh yeah.
I've got a couple of things around the house that are autographed, but it's mainly by like some bands that I'm really big into. For instance, Everclear, of course. I mean, I grew up in the 90s.
Yeah,
I
of
grew up
course.
in the early 2000s. So who doesn't know the song Santa Monica or I Will Buy You a New Car? I've got Sick Puppies autograph, Puddle of Mud, All That Remains.
How do you feel about? I'm gonna humble brag a little bit. How do you feel about Papa Roach?
I'm older Papa Roach, yes. Newer Papa Roach, no.
I don't know if it's gonna work as the camera for the lights, but yeah, it's not
Yeah.
gonna work as my camera. Just
Jacoby.
hanging out with Jacoby. I've got a bunch of stuff from 3 Days Grace over there. I've got stuff from Slipknot, from Metallica, from all them.
I've got a autographed hat actually, and there used to be a concert here that would happen every year. It would be called the Big Growl. Well, I am personal friends with the radio hosts of the local station here of 1039 The Bear. And I'm friends with every single host, including like the B100, which is the country stations, the classic rock stations. So
Badass.
pretty much the whole radio station I'm really good friends with and close with. Well, one year we were at the quote unquote tailgate, which is the opening of the concert. There was like three pre-show bands that were playing, and one was Them Roses, I think it was, or something like that. They're a southern rock group, and they came out, they played. I got their autographs first. Well, whoever was wearing jeans that day, jeans and the t-shirt, it was like a 98-degree, almost 90% humidity day, and everyone raised their hands and they're like, "Hey, we got tickets for these shows right here." Not to the show that we were going to, but to Bush and I forget who the other band was that was playing with Bush, and then the other one was Marilyn Manson and Rob Zombie. And here I am, just shorts and a tank top, and I walk up to one of them and I was like, "Hey," I was like, "What can I do to get some tickets?" And next thing you know, he's like, "What ones do you want?" And I said, "Zombie Manson.
Naturally.
Enjoy your show." Hands me the tickets, walks off. I was like, "Oh, hell yeah." But I've got a hat from that show, or from that show every year, autographed from Skillet, Tantric, All That Remains, Puddle of Mud, Sick Puppies, my buddy's band called See This Through. You would like them if you like 3 Days Grace and Breaking Benjamin. I'll definitely send you a link of them. But it's just a hat, and like the whole thing is just covered in autographs from that concert. And then I just recently saw my favorite band from Texas. They're more country than rock, but they're considered southern rock, and of course it's Whiskey Myers. They actually had a poster from up here, a limited edition $150 poster that I bought, and it's numbered, I think, number 33 of like 100.
Badass.
So, and it's all hand drawn stuff like that. So that's one of the things I've got. Like, I've got a ton of posters and a ton of autograph stuff from bands I've seen. So I try getting out there.
Yeah, I mean, it's really, really cool getting to meet like people like that. Most of them are really, really cool.
Oh, 100%. And I mean, you get a couple, for instance, Puddle of Mud, who have gone through some stuff. I mean, he's gone through sobriety now, so he's a lot better. But when I was there, that dude had a fifth of Jack Daniels tucked in his shirt, and that's all he was drinking the whole day. And I was like,
Not surprising.
Yep. So, but all right, man, where can we find you?
So I am the same username on literally everything. It is x19 underscore EH on Twitter, TikTok, YouTube.
All right, man. Hey, it was a pleasure having you on here, man. Hey, you too. All right, chat.